everyone, welcome to Learning Literature with Purva. In the last video of the History of English Literature series, we discussed the Jacobean Age and the Caroline Age. We also discussed the reasons for the Civil War. In today's video, we are going to discuss the Civil War and the Commonwealth period. At first, we are going to look at the historical and political background of the age. Then we will follow it with the literary features and major writers of the age. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, then do subscribe to it and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. So the Civil War period overlapped with the Caroline Age, which was from 1625 AD to 1649 AD. The Civil War took place between 1642 and 1651 AD between King Charles I, later his son King Charles II after his death, and the Parliament of England. So it divided the entire England into two parts. So there were the royalists who supported King Charles I. Like there were the Cavalier poets such as Richard Lovelace, Thomas Carew, John Suckling, who supported the king. And the second group is the Parliamentists, who supported the Parliament of England. So the entire Civil War was fought between 1642 to 1651 AD. In the beginning, King Charles I was winning because the Parliament did not have a strong leader. Oliver Cromwell, an educated Puritan, became the leader of the Parliament later. He formed the new model army which faced the army of King Charles I in 1645. Under the leadership of Oliver Cromwell, the Parliament won. King Charles I fled to Scotland, but the Scottish people refused to help him and they handed him over to the Parliament. As the king was not ready to surrender, he was put on trial for high treason. In 1649, Oliver Cromwell beheaded King Charles I. After the death of King Charles I, Oliver Cromwell became the Lord Protector of England. Monarchy was abolished, and this period from 1649 AD to 1660 AD is called the Commonwealth period. During this time, there was no monarchy, that means no king in England. Meanwhile, King Charles II, who is the son of King Charles I, fought for the throne of England. But his army was defeated by the army of Oliver Cromwell, and Charles II had to go on exile. Oliver Cromwell, a Puritan, used his orthodox religious beliefs to shape England. So some of the laws that were implemented under the rule of Oliver Cromwell are: number one, Sundays are meant for religious services. So anyone playing sports or enjoying parties were punished. Christmas was meant for talking about Christ. So no one can cook delicious food or party. If they did so, they were punished. Women were ordered to wear modest clothes, like women were not allowed to wear bright colored clothes or makeup. Adultery was severely punished by law. Oliver Cromwell believed that hard work was the only means for the salvation of the soul. So all forms of entertainment, such as theatres, were banned. Catholics were mistreated and also persecuted in Ireland. So as you can see, Oliver Cromwell became a threat to the freedom and liberty of the people of England. So no one really liked him. Oliver Cromwell died in 1658 and his son Richard Cromwell became the second Lord Protector of England. Oliver Cromwell's body was buried in the Westminster Abbey. Now, although his son Richard Cromwell became the Lord Protector of England, he did not have the skills and authority of his father. So King Charles II fought with Richard Cromwell and defeated Richard. So finally monarchy was re-established in England in 1660 and Charles II became the new king of England and thus began the Restoration Age. Charles II removed Oliver Cromwell's body from the Westminster Abbey. Oliver Cromwell was declared a traitor and his body was thrown away. So now that we have discussed the historical and political background of the Civil War and Commonwealth period, let's take a look at the literary features of this age. Number 1. Collapse of the drama. So theatres were banned in 1642 due to which drama collapsed. Number 2. Development of the prose. So as drama collapsed, prose started developing. People started writing a lot of pamphlets. So pamphlets were published in abundance. And during this period, people also wrote a lot of religious works because the Puritan age really favored it. Third, decline in poetry. There was also a marked decline in poetry due to the turbulence of the Civil War. Moreover, a licensing act was passed in 1643. According to it, anyone wanting to print a poem, a prose or a pamphlet had to get the approval of the Stationers' Company, which was controlled by Oliver Cromwell. Now let's take a look at the major writers of the Civil War and the Commonwealth period. Number 1. John Milton. John Milton is the most famous writer of this age and therefore this age is also called the Age of Milton. During this period, John Milton published plenty of political and religious pamphlets. So this period was known for Milton's prose work. Some of the pamphlets, famous pamphlets which Milton published in this age are Areopagitica, Iconoclastus, Tenures of the King and Magistrates. Milton's most famous work, Paradise Lost, was published in the Restoration Age. Number 2. Thomas Hobbes. His notable work is Leviathan, which talked about his political theories. Third, Jeremy Taylor. He was known as the Shakespeare of the Divines. His notable works are The Rule and Exercises of Holy Living, The Rule and Exercises of Holy Dying, and The Worthy Communicant. So these are the major writers of the Civil War and the Commonwealth period. So that's it for today's video. We will talk about the Restoration Age in the next video in this series. If you found this video helpful, then do like it and share with your friends. I will be back next week with a new video on a literary work. Till then, stay tuned to Learning Literature with Purva. Also stay connected on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to be a member of Learning Literature with Purva, then click on the blue join button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.